quick here. I want to jump over. We got to get some female power, and then I want to jump over to Vic here and get some perspectives. But it's been all men so far. So Tracey Walker over there on the right, chilling out. Always great to see you. You're incredible. Really looking forward to seeing you next week and hanging out and doing some training and stuff like that. I actually sneak on her live stream, and I sneak on Tony's, and some of the other people I just never know when they're doing it. But I sneak on people's team stuff, and I kind of watch what people are doing. And one thing, Tracey, I wanted to point out, we talk about reading books, and Tracey takes like what we say, and she just does it. You know what I mean? If like we say, hey, Chris Racker, brother, great having you on, man. Anything you want to say before you take off?
No, I got to take off. It's always a pleasure. I just want to hear what Tracey has to say. I was hoping I didn't have to jam so quick, but no, thanks for having me out, everyone. No, I'm already done for the day. I got to go hang out with the little kiddos. So
he's part time, so he's got to go golf and get off the live stream.
Hey, it's Masters week. It's Masters week, man. It's golf time right now. You gotta do it. So, anyways, I'll hang on. I'll listen a little bit of what Tracey has to say. But peace out, everyone.
Hey, we'll see you soon, brother. So Tracey, I was on her team thing, and we talk about reading, and somebody asked a question about Shakir's books too. He's sitting with a bookshelf back there, and one thing I've noticed is that leaders read. Leaders are readers, as they say. But I was on her live stream, and she was talking with her team about how they're all reading a book together. She got her whole team. I think you guys are reading Psycho-Cybernetics, or you were. That was like the last book of the month or something. They were all discussing the value and how it shifted their mindset on the webinar. Tracey's a really good team builder, and right now the highest female earner in Power Network. I think last month you were over 70,000. Just phenomenal, and I believe this year Tracey will be, by the end of the year, at least $200,000, $250,000 a month, because she deserves it. And here's another interesting thing I see about Tracey, guys, and this is one of the reasons you want to come to the events, you want to see and meet people like this, is when Tracey, I've seen her do this multiple times where she's learned something new, and immediately her whole team is doing it. It's not just her. So Tracey, I know you come from a similar background to myself, but maybe you could just share some insights into how you do what you do, how you produce as much as you do. I know you're part-time as well. And I don't know, some stuff people could do to make more money and get their teams to stick around. You have the most stickable team, I think, in the company. I mean, her team, guys, they were on calls every day when a merchant account shut and Power Network down. She had her team getting on calls literally every single day. And they couldn't process orders. Like, they were getting on calls. She was like, don't worry about it. Just keep blogging. Just keep reading books. Just keep coming back. They're going to sort it out soon. We're doing this. And her team was getting on calls. Nobody making money for, like, what, 2 months?
Yeah. I wasn't even making any money because, some people might think I was crazy, but when, I had a separate merchant account at that time, like a lot of leaders did, and some of you guys still do, but when everything started going haywire, in my heart, and this is my personal thing, I said, you know what, it wouldn't be fair, really, if I kept my personal merchant account and I could process payments from new people enrolling, and the rest of my team couldn't get approved for a merchant account, and then they would enroll people or, can enroll people, and if someone did sign up, they couldn't make any money. So I disabled, or I took away my merchant account and just rolled with whatever we had, which at that time was nothing. And we all pretty much suffered through that period of time. And I don't know if a lot of people understand that, but if my team wasn't making any money, I wasn't making any money either. And I was okay with that. So I was, in complete integrity with, don't worry about it, just blog every day, because that's what I was doing. It wasn't like I was making money and telling them to blog every day while I'm out at the beach. No, I was really doing exactly what I was asking them to do as well. And, just a little background, Dave. Yeah, I mean, we came from the same environment, network marketing, and then into the attraction marketing phase. And, it's a little different here in Empower. And I know that we still attract a lot of people. In fact, I got an email a little bit before we started this Hangout, and the guy goes, well, hey, Trace, I saw you on one of the Dave videos, and I want to know if you can help me with my XYZ business. And I said to him, I said, well, you know, that sounds great. I'm glad that you saw it, but I'm really not sure how you want me to help you with XYZ business because I'm in Empower. Are you planning on joining Empower? Now, that conversation in an environment we used to be in was the model. The model was to attract all these different people from different businesses, offer a way to help them get more leads, get more signups, and make more money in that business, and then you know, make money off of them while they're learning what we're teaching them to do. Yet they would still not make any more money or get any more leads or get any additional signups in whatever the XYZ company was. And so now, you know, I feel great being able to say, well, you know what, I'm really not pressed about helping you in XYZ company. However, you are more than welcome to join me where I am. And that for me is such a weight off of my back because I don't feel obligated to help people be more successful over there somewhere. And I've got to run and chase them and support people in all these 100 different network marketing companies, as opposed to saying, well, listen, I'd be more than happy to help you, but you have to come to the centralized location where I am, and that's Empower. So that model for me seemed to work okay, except the problem was I was more like Aaron. I was more of the producer person. And I did what Aaron avoided doing, which was stopping producing to go and train the people on doing stuff. And it got into training overload. And then people were saying, well, now I have so much information. Now I don't understand. Now I don't know where to start. Well, how do I just get going? What would be the fast start? Or what would be the first 5 things you say I should do? And it's kind of the dog chasing its own tail. If you don't have any training, people are saying, what do I do? If you have too much information, they're saying it's too much information. And either way, you're stagnant. The beautiful thing with Empower is that the message, the core message that we have is consistent. It remains the same. And people eventually, when they go to different leaders, I don't know how all of you guys respond specifically, but for me, if I'm sought out by any of the other leaders, team members, and they say, well, hey, listen, I'm on Lawrence Tam's team and I just want to know, you know, what is the best marketing strategy? I'm very comfortable saying, do you own the 15K? And if they say they don't own the 15K, I'm just as comfortable saying, well, you need to go buy it. And it doesn't matter that it's not my commission or I'm not vested in that person. The bottom line is that the message of the 15K, we all know, is the how-to marketing component of Empower Network. And every single person who needs to learn a strategy or wants to learn a strategy, it's in that particular product. And so I think over time, we've gotten really, really good with being comfortable with what we have, our product suite, and being able to redirect people all the time to the exact same things all the time, even to the point where I had a guy email me and say, listen, what's the best way for me to make money? And don't tell me to do the 8 core commitments, and don't tell me I need to get all in. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. I said, well, I think your best option is to quit. And I told him that. I said, I think you should quit. He goes, well, why would you say that? I said, because you're reaching out to me to ask me for assistance, yet you're telling me the 2 things you're not going to do or that you don't want to hear. But unfortunately, those are the 2 things that you need to do. You need to get all in, and you actually need to follow the 8 core commitments. And people get so upset because the message is the same so much that they end up having to beat themselves over the head because they can't get anything out of what we're doing other than the 8 core commitments, get all in, and get to the events. And so I'm just super excited that, number one, that consistency plays in our favor. It plays in our favor because it actually works. And I've got people who are now saying and revealing, and I'm even seeing through other Facebook posts, that this is the first time that there has been a fear of loss factor in a company where they actually lost something. For example, Chuck Marshall losing, his $1,000 Christmas tree. Right? There's a fear of loss component to Empower Network in reference to you're going to miss a commission that we're always saying you need to get all in or it's going to pass up. That seems to go in one ear and out the other until the person actually misses the commission. There isn't really another company where people really believe they're going to miss something or they really believe they're going to lose something. So they never buy to the highest level, ever. Never. I mean, it's literally pulling teeth to get people in, when I was in traditional network marketing, to spend $350. And here, people are spending $5,100 and are posting on Facebook, and we're cheering and rah-rahing and, you know, giving high fives all through emoticons. And it's just a totally different environment where we pretty much push people to take the next step. We're pushing people off the ledge, essentially, is what we're doing. And I'm okay with that, because as a mother eagle does her young, I think I said it in a Facebook post, you know, how does she teach them how to fly? Well, she pushes them off the nest, and she watches them fall all the way down, almost till they hit the ground. And then she swoops down and she picks them up and brings them up high again, because they haven't figured out yet that they have wings. They don't even know what these little things are. And so she does that every single time, like every day, until they finally realize, well, wait a minute, I think I have these little things that are supposed to flap, and they get it going. And after a few times of them jumping or pushing, being pushed off the nest, and her swooping down, the day that they actually start to fly, they never return back to the nest. And that's so indicative to me here at Empower Network, because people are literally changing their minds. They're changing their mindsets. It is about money here because we're a for-profit business. It is about people development too, because you can't build a business. You have to build the people, and then the people will build the business. But that all starts from the mindset. And because of that, people are literally, you know, they get to Empower, and they've been falling to the ground constantly. Empower is that mother eagle that's swooping in and picking people up and allowing them to realize that they do have these wings, and that they can fly. So for me, I think that the whole stickiness to what we're doing inside of our group really is just whatever you say do, Dave, I pretty much just do it. And I don't think people question that I'm doing it, because we hold ourselves accountable. The different people on our leadership team, we have a Google spreadsheet where every day we have to document how many new basics we got for that day. So my team can see how much I'm producing every single day, whether it's 0 signups for that day or whether it's 10 signups for that day. I'm being held accountable to everyone at leadership team, so that they understand there is a direct result between me getting, you know, 2 to 3 to 4 signups a day and the income output that's on the other side. It's not a mystery. It's not, you know, a lucky gamble. There's a specific thing that we have to do. So that one thing, the stickiness, is the accountability. People can actually see the integrity of their leader, and they can say, all right, I know she's doing it. She's not bullshitting us. I think I can do it too. The second thing is, yeah, we read a lot in our team. And, you know, I don't stipulate what people read. And I'm not saying, no, you have to read this book at this time. But, you know, when Vic got on that Empower Hour call and he started talking about psycho-cybernetics, it was just something that, in my opinion, if you have the top earner in a company and he said that he is reading something, I don't really think that you should second guess it. I think you should go out and get the book. I think you should go to Amazon, download it, do whatever you need to do. I have the audio book, and you need to listen and you need to engage yourself in it. And we talk about it consistently. And so it's that we follow the leader. All the leaders, things that we think are important, we instantly put into action. And the final thing that I would say that has helped work in what I'm doing specifically is, I want people to understand this. You know, I'm not on the top 10 list for 7 days or last 30 days or all time for signups, nor am I on any of those 3 lists for leads. And so I am not producing technically as many signups or leads as almost all of these guys that are on here. However, I can still play the ball game with them in the income category. And the reason I can play that game with them in the income category is because I understand what my strengths are, and I understand what my weaknesses are. And I don't try to be, you know, Justin. I don't try to be Lawrence. I'm not trying to be Shakir. I don't want to be Vic. I don't want to be anyone but Tracey. I just have learned how to leverage the skills that I have against the other players in the game and use it to my advantage. And so with that being said, people are starting to catch on that they don't have to be just like somebody else. They just kind of need to follow the actions that that person is doing. You can follow someone's actions without being them. And when that shift is made in someone's mind, then they could do the exact same thing that I'm doing within a 2-hour time frame with the right mindset and get a relatively similar result. And you do that consistently over time, then you end up with, over 30 people on a leaderboard. And, I am so focused on the group at this point in time that I lose track at times of what I'm doing personally. And that's a weird thing to say, because there was a point in time where I didn't care about what anybody else was doing because I had to worry about what I was doing personally. Everything was dependent upon my personal production. And even though we have a very production-oriented pay plan here, it's also a very team-oriented pay plan just the same. And so my goal really is just to help as many people get to $10,000, their first $10,000, and then get them to $50,000, then get them to 100, then get it to where they're doing that every single month. Maybe it's 10,000 a month or 15,000 a month. And the more that I seem to do things, whether it's Hangouts or conference calls or whatever that's geared towards helping somebody else, I make more money. Not because I'm looking to make more money, but because I'm looking to help other people make more money. And I don't remember who said that, but it's essentially the same. Well, I think Aaron said it, because I took a lot of notes from what Aaron was talking about, that that essentially you have to be able to plug in and plug out. And I'm doing that every single day. In fact, subconsciously what happens is when you plant something, you pay attention to it for a little bit of time. And then when you walk away and there's less stress on the brain, less stress on the conscious mind, you allow the working of that thing to take place, and you're no longer attached to it or tied to that result. As a result of that, what you planted can now grow. Similar to trying to watch grass grow. You don't ever really see the blades of grass actually moving up through the ground. You go away, you come back, oh my goodness, I need to mow the lawn. Same thing with your kids. You look up one day, your kids are big and tall, and you don't remember seeing them grow exactly from inch to inch. And now we're at a different phase in the game, and I'm just gonna still encourage everyone to, no matter what, you might not have an external thing like an Empower. Empower no longer has any of these challenges. You may be facing your own internal challenges. Nonetheless, it's the exact same thing. Just keep plowing forward, decide what you want, focus on it, be consistent with it, and trust that your Empower family has got your back. So Dave, I'm going to turn it back over to you. I guess, I don't know, Sharp or Wood or whoever, whichever you guys are going to take over from here, but that would be my insight on that part so far.
Well, Tracey, I mean, Dave Sharp, welcome on, by the way. Appreciate you, brother. I don't really have much to say after that. You know what I'm saying? I took like 3 pages of notes on what Tracey said.